The way to have a happy, healthy relationship with the five sensory as a sixth sensory is to always display confidence. Hi, my name is Leah Chantel, and today I'm talking about why confidence is the biggest factor that just wipes out all of the negative factors that stop six sensories from having healthy relationships with five sensories. But we have to understand what constitutes as insecure behavior. We may be behaving insecure without even realizing that we're insecure in front of a five sensory. And that can be because we're scared of our identities as six sensories. We're scared of coming out of the closet and talking to people that we have a relationship with the universe. We believe in a higher power, or we have angels or guides or whatever it is that we believe. And it could be even religious. But having said that, these things are a no-no in today's society. In a lot of ways, it's very secular. It's like religion and politics don't mix. You're not intelligent if you have a belief in a spiritual power. There are many beliefs like this floating around in society. And as a result, if we take those in and we're confused about who we are as six sensories, we actually start losing our confidence. We think that we're not going to be able to win over a logically driven person, a five sensory person, because we're too out there in our belief system. We have too much faith. We're too much of a freak, And the real key to getting over that is to just really embrace who you are. You have to come out of the closet and say, hey, I am this person with spiritual beliefs or perhaps religious beliefs, and I'm not scared to tell people that, even if they have a different belief system. And often six sensories, we have a belief system that's a little bit different than the mainstream religion, but some mainstream religious people do fall into the six sensory category. It's an interesting category of like being spiritual, but I don't like the word spiritual because that has other implications that are not nice. Having said that, it means we have a connection with the universe. We have faith of some sort or some belief system that may or may not fit the mainstream norm. But it also doesn't fit the norms of people who don't have a belief system, who are more agnostic or more atheistic, and they're very suspicious of us. And when we take that suspicion in, we take in that sarcasm, their negativity, their doubt that we could ever actually help people with our belief system, we lose our confidence in our relationships. We start feeling like we're not good enough to date a five sensory, which is ridiculous because as a six sensory, we develop leadership skills that can help people, and we work really hard, and we have a lot of empathy. Like, we have a lot of amazing skills as six sensories that five sensories usually don't have. And so we need to actually believe in ourselves and be open with our belief system. And what are the ways that we can show belief in ourselves? But at the same time, you also don't want to go overboard and talk too much either. It's better to let the five sensory talk and get to know them and listen to what they have to say. So how do you strike the right balance? What are some practical tips to help you get off on the right foot when you're developing a relationship with a five sensory as a six sensory? Well, first of all, when you're on a date with them, make eye contact, not in a creepy way where you're staring too long, just regular, normal eye contact, but don't be afraid to look them in the face. Be confident enough to look at them and really embrace who they are and how they look. Don't date someone you don't want to look at, but at the same time, don't be too superficial, but don't be afraid to make that eye contact because that shows your confidence. The next tip I have is to make sure you're showing confidence in your body language. And part of this is working out too. When you feel strong in your body, you're more likely to portray happy, healthy body language because your body's used to feeling healthy and feeling strong. When you're kind of sitting hunched over at a computer all day and you don't work out, that's when you're in a more weaker position to show terrible body language. That doesn't mean it can't be fixed. Working out fixes this, and if you're committed, you'll be fine. And you can actually fake this too. If you're very conscious about your body language and you just always portray strength in your body, that's a good cheat code out of it without actually even working out. But having said that, working out helps you stay in that place naturally without even thinking about it consciously. So it's, in my opinion, it's a bit easier to just have that discipline to work out and keep your body language strong. And it also helps you with your speech. So when you're feeling strong, you talk strong. You don't want to stutter. You don't want to be like talking quietly or looking around when you're talking about your belief system. You want to be strong. You want to say, this is what I believe. This is who I am. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my contributions to society. You have to be in a good, happy place and feel strong about it. If you're feeling weak or insecure, then the five sensory is going to pick up on that, and they're not going to be attracted to you. You also want to be in the habit of speaking about what's important to you in a cohesive, coherent way. And when you're able to speak well, that reflects your confidence as well. And then people will really believe what you have to say. And you're not going to be treated like you're insecure or not worthy of a relationship. Instead, you're going to be treated as somebody who's worthy of being in a relationship. But you also don't want to talk too much. Speak coherently and speak well when you're invited to speak. But when you're not invited to speak, listen more than talking. Let the five sensory explain their worldview, and don't judge it because it's different from your own. And in fact, a lot of six sensories, because we don't 100% fit into a mainstream religion, we actually do pair well often with somebody who's a bit agnostic or a bit atheistic, because they feel that sense of not fitting in as well with the mainstream at times. And so it can actually be a really excellent opposites attract matching. But having said that, you have to be able to be confident and maintain your own identity on your own as a sixth sensory in order for them to feel confident that they trust you. And if you're able to maintain that sense of confidence and balance, then you're more likely to be successful in the relationship. Another piece of advice as a sixth sensory is don't idolize the five sensory. And what do I mean by that? When you give up too much time in your schedule, when you're not taking time to meditate or work out or do your affirmations or whatever it is you do to take care of yourself, and you're giving your time over to the five sensory, or you're not taking time for your friendships, your family, your pets, your important priorities and goals and dreams, when you give that over to the five sensory, you're giving them too much power and you're actually turning them into your idol, which is not a good thing. And a lot of people do this nowadays in different belief systems. It's like they give all the power over to the person they have a crush on. It's not a good thing, actually. You don't want to be living a fantasy. Human beings are human beings, and even good human beings are never perfect. So you don't want to give them too much power. Don't try to impress them. Don't try to worship them or win them over or hunt them down or stalk them. This is not good, healthy, productive behavior. And it's taking away from your own power. So you don't want to engage in crazy behavior in order to win them over because you're worried that they're seeing somebody else. If they're seeing somebody else, there's not much you can do. You just leave them alone and give them space. And the interesting thing about people is that a lot of people are insecure, especially if they don't know who they are, they don't know their belief system. So if they are seeing someone else, it's likely they'll fall on their own sword sooner or later, and you will win if you are confident in your belief system as a sixth sensory. So don't worry about five sensories seeing other people or messaging other people. And if they don't go for you in the end, then it wasn't meant to be. And there will be somebody better for you in your future who will come into the picture. My next piece of advice for sixth sensories to feel their confidence when they're around five sensories is to take that time to figure out what their dream and what their vision is. Let's say you say to me, Leah, I know that I should have a dream and a vision, but I don't know what it is. Take time, quiet time to visualize what you want. Take time and meditate and just be quiet for a few minutes. And then after those few minutes, try visualizing what you really want in your life and see what comes in. Just let it be spontaneous, and whatever image comes in is the thing that you want. I saw myself surfing one time when I was doing one of these visions. And I'm a Canadian from a cold country. And there was this time I just saw myself in LA, and I ended up spending a lot of time in LA surfing, actually. More time than I ever thought that I would. And then that chapter kind of ended and it changed. But there are times when you have visions in your life and you're meant to do something, you're meant to practice something, and you should go ahead and do it and embrace that identity. And then that identity can change and evolve over time too. So you may move to a different country, you may end up taking up different hobbies, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with your dreams evolving. The important thing is that you have the courage to follow your dreams. And five sensories will feel that confidence that you have as a sixth sensory when you're willing to do that. And they'll also be very attracted to that form of confidence as well.